Hey there, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Welcome to the big show. And just remember, whenever I'm not on live from 2 to 5, you can still scratch your James Show itch with the podcast. It lives on at WBAP.com or the WBAP app. That's where I'm supposed to steer you, but let's wink, wink, nudge, nudge, whatever you're already listening to podcast on. There's a good chance if you search for James Parker or the James Show, it'll pop up. So maybe you can find me there too. If it's too much to ask, go download a free app, whatever, just as long as you listen to the old podcast. All right, time to stop down for some entertainment news with Dallas radio legend, the great Pugs Moran, back on the James Show. Welcome, Pugs.
Hey.
So I consider the Olympics more of an entertainment event than a sport. You know, sport is something I keep up with, and I know all the players, and I saw what they were doing last week and last month, and these are like little one-off shots doing sports where I don't even know the rules. So I treat this more as like a carnival midway than a sporting event.
James, the other day on Friday, I was talking about my lack of enthusiasm for the Olympics. I didn't really know if I would be watching them the way I once did as a child. I remember being very excited about the Olympics as a kid. That has changed. I have been completely swept up in the madness of Peacock's Gold Zone. Do you know what the Gold Zone is?
I do not. I'm not familiar with the Gold Zone. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
So the Peacock app is absolutely amazing. On Friday, I was concerned about how do I consume the Olympics. You know, I don't watch television the way I did in the 90s or whatever. I don't know what NBC is anymore. I have a Peacock app, right?
Right.
So I wasn't sure how I was going to be watching. So I jumped over onto Peacock to see what they were doing, and they've got an entire Olympic section. Like, you just click on the Olympic rings, and it takes you. The Gold Zone, James, is the NFL Red Zone for crucial moments in Olympic competition. And they even have Andrew Siciliano, the host of the Red Zone, hosting it. It is awesome. Dude, I blew off a call from my 15-year-old son on Sunday, which I would never do, but I blew off a call because I was watching a Chinese woman try and outshoot a Korean woman for a gold medal in archery. That's how freaking invested I am in this nonsense.
Well, also, it feels more like entertainment because so many of these people are more approachable, maybe for lack of a better term. Like the guy that won the pistol shooting competition, some 51-year-old dude from Turkey who's not even in good shape. He just looks like the guy who did your taxes last month. And he wasn't wearing like any ear protection. He wasn't wearing like protective goggles. He didn't have earplugs or earmuffs or anything on. And he's just casual. And I think he's wearing like an I'm a Pepper t-shirt or something. Like he was dressed casual and everything. He won a gold medal.
Was he holding a chicken in one hand and tethered to a rope with a goat on the other?
Right. He had like a menthol cigarette in his mouth or something.
Right.
Yeah. So
let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let me ask you this, because I made this stupid statement on the air somewhere else the other day. Do you believe, is there a sport that you think that if you were to give like I made the stupid statement, I said, I think that if I dedicated 6 months of my life to badminton, I might be at the Olympic level of badminton. Is there a sport that you see being done here at the Olympics that you think that if you completely dedicated yourself, you could be? By the way, badminton, I was totally wrong. I saw badminton. That's nuts. Those people are super athletes. But is there a sport that you think that you could, if you really tried, be good at?
I think we've all looked at curling in the Winter Olympics and like, dude, that I could do that in like 1 week worth of practice. It's just shuffleboard with brooms.
How about breakdancing? If you worked 6 months to be like an Olympic kid? No. Yeah, okay. All right.
I couldn't do that. But yeah, some of these, like I saw a little bit of equestrian a couple days ago. And
I saw a horse.
Yeah, it's like, hang on, what is this, the horse Olympics? I thought this was the human Olympics. The human's not even doing anything. They're just sitting there. I thought that would be a real easy one to get. That seems kind of approachable.
Well, you got the horse stuff. Why can't we have drag racing? Why can't there be a kid from Irving in a souped-up 98 Supra going up again? You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean drag race? I thought you meant like a bunch of guys in wigs, doing 100 meters or something.
No, they did that at the opening ceremonies. No, I'm talking about actual drag racing. If we're going to have horses.
The crowd liked that one. The studio audience thought that was solid.
I love it.
Well, do you have an answer? What do you think is the most approachable one then? Because like the other one, like maybe kayaking.
It was again, kayaking. That's boat and gravity, right? I don't know what the skill is there. I guess to stay in the boat. No, I said the badminton because I used to play badminton. Badminton's a nice, slow, fat guy sport. You can do it with a beer in one hand. And then I watched badminton. I watched Olympic level badminton. I'm an idiot. James, I'm an idiot. Those people are nuts. That game is like rocket quick.
Bing, 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 bing. It looks like a cartoon is what it looks like. It looks like a Speedy Gonzalez cartoon.
They're laying out on a hard floor, like going vertical, trying to hit. No, those guys are crazy. So I was wrong about that.
All right, hang on. I just looked at the clock. We're going to step aside for 5 minutes, and we'll continue with entertainment news with Dallas radio legend Pugs Moran next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Hey there, welcome to The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. We are continuing with entertainment news with Dallas radio legend Pugs Moran. Did you want to go next, or can I do the next story?
Yeah, go ahead. I got a couple of things, but I always love to riff with you, so hit me.
Well, the talks of casino being built in downtown Dallas, that's definitely going to hit the entertainment world for DFW if it happens. Now, I'm a guy who definitely wants it to happen. My WBAP teammate, Casey Bartholomew, has the exact opposite take on it. And so I feel like if we don't have consensus on WBAP, whether or not we want it, you'd be a good guy to ask. Do you think the people of Dallas want a casino downtown? And I know it's impossible because we're not a monolithic block, but generally speaking.
Well, what are we talking about downtown? I mean, is this the Miriam Adelson project?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Mark Cuban and Sheldon Adelson's widow, the ones that just bought the Mavericks. Yeah, those guys.
So, I mean, that's actually over in the area where I'm talking to you now, right? Aren't they planning it over in the design district area of downtown, somewhere over by that tract of land that Cuban just bought up, or I guess now the Adelsons do? I guess the question is, do I think people will want a casino here in Texas? My answer would be yes. I think I am all for the casinos. I think that this is, you're a famous libertarian, James, and you like to say that it's about personal responsibility and whether or not you should be allowed to do the things that you want to as American do. I kind of stand with you on that. I think the jobs will be incredible. And we're talking thousands of good jobs, high-paying jobs for low-skilled workers. They'll train you to be a blackjack table guy. They'll train you to do all of that stuff. I think this is a good economic investment here in an area, the Metroplex, the fastest growing major metropolitan area in America. I think it's about time, and I can't wait for it.
I think that too, but I also have lived in a world my entire life where gambling is illegal. So I've just lived under the impression that most people disagree with me.
Well, I grew up in a place where gambling was illegal as well, but gambling was also everywhere. We had underground gambling casinos my entire life growing up. Now, they were run by the mafia, but they weren't dangerous places, James. They were places where people went and, you gambled, you played cars. And then I came from the riverboat world, right? So up in the Great Lakes area where I'm from, around about 1985 or so, they made riverboat gambling legal on the Great Lakes and on the Mississippi River. So I don't know. I've always thought that this is an issue of personal responsibility. Is it dangerous for some people? Well, yeah, but we still sell beer, and beer is dangerous for some people, I think that the overall economic benefits, especially in the first year or two with the jobs that are created and the developments that come around it, I think that all outweighs any kind of pearl clutching about, it's going to be bad for people's souls.
Well, and for the places that have relaxed their gambling laws, they didn't turn into crime-ridden hellholes. Yeah. The Gulf Coast of Mississippi has built up so much people are actually moving there on purpose. There's been a casinos in New Orleans, one that's just right smack in the middle of downtown, and it had no bearing on whether or not that place is crime ridden. It was crime ridden before it, but after it, you can't even tell the difference. And then, like when I was a kid, they started building the boats in Shreveport. Now we've got the Windstar just across the Red River. And if you go there, I hear most of the license plates have Texas on them. So let's stop giving away some of that money. All right. Well, I hope it passes, but I'm not getting my hopes up.
Oh, no, I promise you that it will. The people who are involved in this do not make bad bets like this. The people, the Adelsons, the Cubans, even Jerry Jones is involved. These people are some of the most successful developers here in the Metroplex. They know what the next couple of years is going to be like here with population booms and whatnot. This is that they don't go all in on this if they think there's any chance that it's not going to go through.
Oh, that makes my heart all aflutter, because it's the interesting thing about being a libertarian is you're seeing relaxed attitudes toward gambling. You're seeing the relaxation of laws against like weed and other low level drugs. But then on the other hand, you're also seeing like the relaxation of laws on carrying guns and gun control. And these are all like libertarian priorities that we're winning. But man, we haven't won one election ever. Like we're not even like on the city council of Bug Tussle.
Because you're all weird. Yeah,
we are weird.
Solid ideas, but you're all weird.
I agree to that. It's the most embarrassing thing about being a libertarian is other libertarians.
There you go.
Right. All right. So what else do you have, Pugs?
Well, okay, it's a pick 'em. Do you want to talk about Miley Cyrus's completely screwed up family, or do you want to know why the United States Army is suing The Rock, Dwayne Johnson?
Ooh, both of those sound good. Let's do The Rock. Let's do The Rock versus Army. You got 2 minutes.
So the Army is suing The Rock because The Rock apparently owns one of these sketchy football leagues, the UFL. The Army came in as a major sponsor. All the uniforms had Army patches. The idea was that the UFL was going to be used as a vehicle to increase recruiting. Part of the deal was that Rock, as the owner of the UFL, would then become sort of a de facto ambassador for Army recruiting. One season into the UFL deal with the United States Army, and the Army has seen a net decrease in recruiting, and they are tying it directly to their association with The Rock's UFL. They're also citing that The Rock didn't do anything that he promised. He was going to do recruiting commercials, and he was going to mention it in social media and all that. He has not done anything, so the United States Army is seeking $30+ million from the UFL because they say The Rock didn't hold up his end of the deal.
Yeah, he should just give him like a couple of missiles and be like, we'll call it even.
I don't know why it would be bad for recruiting to have, Army patches on UFL uniforms, but apparently they've got the statistics that show that it was a terrible, terrible investment.
That's awful. Your endorsement of a product caused it to be sold less. That's like the worst thing in marketing I've ever heard. Oh my God.
Yeah, but also, so what? Marketing doesn't always work. You paid for the advertising. It didn't work. You don't get your money back. What world are we living in where advertisers get to have their money back?
That's a very solid point. We don't want to start that trend, especially here in the radio business. Can you do the Miley Cyrus story in like 1 minute?
Yeah, here's what I'll tell you. So Miley Cyrus's mom, Tish, she's married to Dominic Purcell, who is an actor from Prison Break. He played Lincoln. He's a handsome Aussie guy. Miley Cyrus is married to this guy. Do you know who he dated just before marrying Miley Cyrus's mom?
Miley Cyrus?
No, he dated Miley Cyrus's little sister, Noah. And because of because of this, Tish Cyrus, who's now married to Dominic Purcell, she has not spoken to her daughter for 3 years and even banned her with security being hired from her wedding to Dominic Purcell. The big news here is they were seen together in a Los Angeles law firm this afternoon. They seem to be chummy, but man, what a weird family.
Ew.
What kind of mother would date
share a dude with the daughter? Yeah, that's probably cool for the dude, not kind of weird for the mom and daughter. Ooh.
Yikes.
All right, how do they find you outside of the James Show, Pugs?
.com.
RadioMisfits.com. There he is, Pugs Moran. That's going to do it for the James Show. Stick around. Mark Levin coming up next. I'm James Parker. This has been News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.